the PC, and then this is our NAS box over here. You'll never do anything with this. This just stores the images, redundant copies. It's up to you if you want to turn this power switch off over here. Most people don't, but that's like a hard circuit breaker for the, because this basically still has power to it. It's just not actually turned on.
Okay.
So that's up to you.
All right.
You mean at night?
Yeah, most places just leave it in this state with the actual main switch still on, but it is powered down right now.
Okay. So it's safe. So it's good. Like if anything weird happens with the power or anything like that, it's okay.
Right. Like I said, we would recommend you still get the battery backup
And
for it.
we
but-
will.
Right.
Yeah.
So this light means,
That just means there's power to the unit, but it is in the off position. It is actually off right now.
Okay.
Okay? So when you come in the morning, right here is the computer power button.
Yep.
Just going to press that.
Okay.
And then you're also going to press this button right here to turn this reader on. Now these two are connected to each other. This unit will not say online until the application is started.
Okay.
So as you see now, it says OFL, that stands for offline. Once the computer boots and we get into our application, this is going to change to ONL, online.
Okay.
So when you go to run a plate, you always want to make sure that that says
Online.
ONL,
Okay.
online. Because it won't work if it doesn't. You don't have to do anything as far as getting into the application when you start up. It'll automatically boot into it. Takes a little while, so when you come in the morning, you can press the buttons and walk away, go get a cup of coffee or do something else. When you come back, it'll be up and running. Yeah.
Yep.
So as you can see now, this changed to ONL.
Yep.
And now we're booted. So there's only one user, just admin. You just click it. There's no password.
Okay.
All that's customizable. If you want to set multiple users with passwords, you can do that.
Okay.
But we usually just leave them
Right.
one and then just hit log on.
Okay.
I want to tell you about the cassettes.
Yeah.
You have 4 of them. No more film. Inside is this imaging plate. You will never have to open this.
Right.
I'm just opening it to show you. We clean these on the annual PM. There's only one chemical in the world that I know that you can clean them with, so never take them out, never wipe them with 409 or anything
Don't
like
bleach
that.
it. Don't bleach it.
I'll spray it with Windex.
Take it out. Don't put Windex on.
Nothing. In fact, when you're doing animals that there's any risk of urine,
Bleeding?
blood, mucus, anything liquid that could get down inside here, you want to put this inside a plastic bag.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
you can do that.
Yeah. Some people just use garbage bags. We sell rad bags. They're specially made for this. They have a Ziploc closure and everything.
All right.
They're nice, but whatever, just to protect it.
If it's gonna be messy. Okay.
Right, right.
Okay.
You clean the outside of this with like the wipes you use, as long as they're not like drenched and you don't get things down.
But
in
it
the
doesn't
cracks.
run down in.
Right,
Like what
right.
you would do with your cell
On
phone.
the PM, I usually spray a rag with 409 and just scrub the outsides real good, as long as you don't get liquid down inside them.
Okay.
These are much more sensitive than film to radiation, so you want to keep these. Does your machine have a lead box on it?
Yeah, it's a lead box
You
right
want to keep
here.
them in there or outside the room, and even just from the ambient radiation in the air, they will acquire,
Really?
scatter. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say you
Wow.
should erase them every morning.
Okay.
I find most people do it like after the weekend or
Okay.
every few days. But technically, you should do it every morning. That's what I want to show you first, because that's what I always forget. This little button right here, believe it or not, that is a pencil eraser.
Okay. Oh,
Took
I
me a
see.
long time until I realized
Yeah, I
that that's
get
what
it.
that was.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but I see
But
it
it's a
now that you
pencil
say it.
eraser erasing, so that's how you.
Okay.
So what you're going to do in the mornings before you start is you're going to press and hold this button. And now we see we have this little in,
Yep.
green in right here.
Yep.
And this is yellow. It's in eraser mode right now. The plates go in with the latches up. They go straight in, always over to the right with the smaller ones. The big ones take up the whole thing. And you're just going to give it a push. What that's doing now is taking that IP out of there, running it down through, and then it'll come back up and go through an erasure cycle.
What's an IP?
Imaging plate.
Oh, that
box
white
I showed you
thing?
inside
It actually physically comes out of
Yes,
there?
that comes out and
Wow.
rolls down into the bottom of the machine.
No kidding.
Oh, is that right?
Yep, now it's coming back up real slow through the eraser assembly. There's like a light bar in there
It's the digital version of it.
I didn't know that that's, okay, okay.
to take out.
The blue is flashing. Okay.
Yep. So you can just take it out and do the next one until you have them all done.
Okay.
Does that have to be done between x-rays?
No.
No.
When you run an X-ray, it processes the image and then erases it on the way back out. So that's really something that you just need to do, like I said, after a weekend or technically in the mornings.
Okay.
It varies from place to place depending on how much ambient radiation they pick up from the atmosphere. But you'll be able to tell, like the first plate I ran in that one study, remember how that one was like real gray and black? And
I didn't
saw
really
that.
notice.
I saw that.
That's because that had accumulated, these have been sitting in our office in John's truck, so they've accumulated radiation
Just from the
environment. And
What's that?
the second one came out perfectly white. 'Cause
So you would notice, yeah.
yeah, you'd notice if it was. I'm going to show you these two, our two main screens here, our input ID and our study list. I'm going to start with input ID. This is where you would enter a new patient. So you just click in the field and type in your patient ID number. Put the patient name in there. I'll do test 3. Now, if this patient had been here before for an X-ray, as soon as I put 1, 2, 3, 4 in there and clicked into this field, it would have searched the database and automatically filled this all out. So, as a return patient, so you don't have to do that. Read are optional, but that'll start building a list once if you're using that. The next time you click in there, the one you used before will be there eventually. You'll have everything.
So make sure you spell it properly when you put it in for the first time.
Right. Don't mess it up.
So then we just work our way down. This button will clear if you want to start over.
Okay.
And this button will actually register the patient.
Okay.
That registers the patient.
Yep.
And put your cursor on clear for a second. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm going to register this patient. And now that patient's registered. This is what we call quick picks. I can put more in here for you. This is actually a view that is here that they could do. But when we go down here to others, that's going to show us all the views we can do.
Okay.
And here they are.
Okay.
So each one of these main menus has its own sub menu. Each one of these algorithms is specific to the view. So you want to make sure that you pick what you're doing, because if you do a feline lateral and you do a paw or something under that, it's not going to look right. So you want to pick exactly what you're doing.
Okay.
So we'll just pick a couple here. Let's pick these two. And you can pick as many as you want here, or however many you're doing in your study, just pick them all at once.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you can load it up with as many as you want. And then if you pick too many, you can just get rid of them over here.
Okay.
You can get rid of all of them if you want to start over.
Okay.
And at that point, I'm going to go down here to start study. Actual image acquisition window. Now you notice the green light came on, you heard the click, the gate opened. It's ready for this VD cervical, and you can see this little arrow here. That's the one that it's looking for.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If I decide, oh wait, I'm gonna process my lateral cervical first, I would just click down here, and now it's ready for that
So
one.
you just select it.
Just
from
make
the-
sure what cassette you know is what you did matches, you
Right.
know, it being highlighted.
I was wondering how it deciphered all that. when
Right.
you Put different
Okay.
options. Makes sense.
Okay, so we're just gonna, it always defaults to the top one, and you'll rarely have to change these because you'll know which way you do
Right.
things every time, and it'll just be like that. So Johnny, we'll do a play here. Yeah, just give me a,
Well, we didn't erase these yet, so what, yeah.
I think I did erase them.
Oh, did you?
I don't think I erased this one. This would be a good, you can see what it looks like from one that wasn't erased.
And does
So,
it- oh, yeah.
what's that?
I was gonna say, does it matter which way you put it in?
No,
Look-
I'm sorry. Latches up and
Latches
latches
up.
in.
Gotcha.
When you're exposing, you expose this side.
Okay.
This we call T for top. This would be the top of the cassette.
Okay.
Okay? So now you do kind of have to give it a little bit of a shove. It doesn't
see that.
suck itself in. You gotta just give it a push until it clicks. And in fact, I might have missed it. I did.
How do you know?
It just didn't.
He had it in there and it was waited too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you have to do to get it out?
I push this button right here. And then push it again, it clears the error. There we go.
So it should say PRO.
It says process.
Processing.
So what, we have 2 little ones and 2 big ones?
So, however you feel comfortable, I kind of, when I did that, I kind of held the back here. Because this table is a little wobbly,
Yeah,
so.
you do have to shove it.
Yeah.
It seemed like that one was,
Yeah.
we'll push this so the back of it goes up against the wall.
We're kind of thinking of trying to find a different
Yeah.
table that fits more and doesn't stick out, and
What you're seeing now is the raw image coming up. When it completes, you're going to see the whole thing go like this and change color. That's when it actually applies the algorithm. You just see how it just popped there?
Yep.
What you're seeing first is just a raw image from the plate, and then when it does that, it takes that view
Yeah.
and actually applies the computer program to that.
the view, to the
It's
X-ray.
not very impressive on a blank plate, but when you're running an actual X-ray, when it's coming up, you're going to kind of be like, "Oh, that doesn't look very good."
Right, and then it goes.
Yeah, and all the
don't
detail
panic
comes
when you
out.
first-
We've completed this 3-view study. Now, I do want to talk about these buttons down here are your rotate buttons and flips.
Okay.
And again, you really won't be able to see much of a difference on a white film, but that just did flip everything.
Okay.
The only thing you want to be conscious of with this is you want to make sure you have your image rotated and flipped the correct way before you go out of this, because
X-ray fuzzy.
if you don't, it'll always come up. If it's backwards, it's always going to come up backwards when other people look at it in the viewer then. So you want to make sure it's turned the right way. And 9 times out of 10 it will be if you're using the cassette properly with T for top. But if you need to flip it, these are the buttons you use.
Pay for that extra.
Get over
you know.
yourself.
I'm going to go into this. And you go to modify here.
This is
Okay.
where you would change.
Right. This will allow you to add another menu. Say you decided, the doctor said, "Oh, get another shot of some other area or something." You would just click on that,
So then it would be.
and it would jump you back out to here.
Okay.
Now I could pick. Let's do a coarse X-ray on there, and I'd say finish. And now you'll see it added that
Okay.
to this menu.
So that's what we click. If
Modify.
we take the lateral x-ray and they say, oh, we need the VD, so we click modify, add menu. And
Right. If you didn't already have it up there, yeah. If you-
what if you had already gone out of there though? Like it was
I'll show you
saved
that
as
a
you
little
said?
later. Yeah. That's.
Because that would probably usually happen after the doctor had looked at it in the
Okay.
viewer,
I'll show you that. Yep.
Yep.
This will allow you to change menus. If you pick the wrong one, you can actually go and change it like that.
what was this? What did you just click?
I'm sorry, I'll go back. Change menus. And then highlight the one you want to change. Let's stay in, I don't even know where we were. We'll do it here.
This is what I was telling you earlier.
Yep.
Okay.
And now that changed it to the
Okay.
menu that I just picked.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in here. If you had a menu that you didn't use, you could delete it here. But actually, when you go out of the study, if you haven't
gone
used the
anyway.
menu, it goes away anyway,
Right.
right? This just changes the order that they're displayed up there.
Okay.
Not a big deal. This will actually exchange images between views. Like if you ran it under the wrong one, it would actually move the image to another view.
So if you ran your VD,
Exchange.
you just swap them around?
Right, right.
Okay.
And what else do we have in here? You won't be in here very often.
Patient.
Don't worry about the outputs. And yeah, you can edit the patient information in here
From
also.
there, if you
Yes,
want to.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You won't be in there very often, and if 2 months from now you get mixed up, and just call me and we'll walk through it. Okay. Don't ever use a simple button. Nobody really knows what it does except for the people in Japan, so we just don't use it.
So simple is not simple. Gotcha.
Right. This is the Japanese program.
Yeah.
You can jump into another
Exactly.
study.
Now I'm going to go to my other tab here, study list,
Okay.
and
And
you'll
that'll come
see
back.
these are the 2 tests I did earlier, and see how they have green check marks?
Yep.
They're completed.
Okay.
Because
This-
it went through.
Right.
Yeah.
This one we suspended, so it has
Okay.
that yellow.
Okay.
So if we were to double click, let's double click this finish study first. That takes us out to our image viewer. We don't want to see that yet.
Okay.
But now let's click on our suspended study. It's going to pop us back here ready to
Oh, very
keep
cool.
working on.
And what do you
it.
call this part?
This is
The other one's the image viewer, and this is the
this one right here.
this window. Yeah, what
This
do you
is
call
image
it?
acquisition right
Image
here.
acquisition. Image acquisition.
Okay, so I'm done with this now. I'm gonna complete this. And now you see we still do have an empty menu in here. Watch what happens. Oh, unexposed menus will be deleted. Are you sure? So when you say okay,
It goes away.
it's gonna delete that one
Very
and
nice.
it's gonna send it out to the work list. And shortly you'll see this change.
There it goes.
There it goes. So now it's a completed study. Okay? So on this area here, our main two screens are our input ID where we actually enter patients and choose their menus, and our study list where we search and where this list will grow. This is where everybody's going to be that you've ever x-rayed.
Okay.
Like your filing cabinet.
So that will always be there.
This will
Yes.
always be here.
That will always
And
be
it's just
there.
gonna get longer and longer. Now,
No
what
matter
per-
search,
does it say what parameters can you search by? Can you search by date?
That's
Can
what
you
we're going to
search
go to
by?
next. Up here, this specify the registration date. You click on that. This is where you search.
Okay.
Now, just a word about searching. As you'll notice, there are a million different fields. If you're used to searching databases like this, you'll know right off the bat. But if you're not, if you put in a patient ID
1,
and,
2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's already up there anyway.
or say you put in search by, where's my full party? Doesn't really work. I'll say you did put in the patient ID, but you x-rayed him 2 weeks ago. This always defaults to today. So you're going to hit
Change that.
search, and it's
And
going to
it's
say
gonna say
not
not
there.
Not there.
And then you're going to call, oh, I lost images. Somehow they got deleted. Or didn't save them. Well, that happens all the time. People call, I just know it's gone. Well, we log in and they were set for
It
today.
defaults to today.
Or if you change the species to a dog and it was a cat, it's only searching for the ID number and it's looking for, not the same thing, so
Yep.
you won't get it.
Yep.